capital and most populated city in the province of Guangdong in southern China. Here on the Pearl River, among the skyscrapers, glorious blue skies. Very pleasant weather conditions outside. The heat is on in the arena, where we've seen Kurvaranyakro and Teratanichai, fourth-ranked mixed doubles pair in the world, come through their opener by 2 games to love. So we're now going to concentrate on some men's doubles action. It's Li Yang and Wang Chi-Lin against their Chinese Taipei compatriots Lu Qingyan and Yang Po-Han. Waiting for the officials to join us on court. Players waiting to come on to court number 1. 2 courts in operation during the group stages of this event, and then we switch to just a single court on Saturday and Sunday. There are the 2 groups for the men's doubles. Gideon and Sukamuljo will start as favourites to lift the title, but it's so competitive, it really is. And as you can see, our match is going to come from Group B.
接下来在1号场地进行的是男子双打的比赛，有请技术官员
Look at the stats, Li and Wang.
Ladies and gentlemen, next court 1, men's double. Let's welcome the technical officials.
Nearly 70 matches together, nearly 200 for their opponents.
来自意大利，发球裁判施利文，来自奥地利。
Technical official, court 1, umpire, Fabio Bello from Italy, service judge, Klaus Chi-Lin, Austria.
So you can see the officials just making their way onto court number 1, just in the foreground there.
Let's welcome the players.
1号场地男子双打的比赛，由来自中华台北的李阳、王麒麟。
Court 1, men's double. Li Yang, Wang Qilin, Chinese Taipei.
对阵来自中华台北的卢静瑶、杨博涵。
So the Chinese Taipei pair making their way onto court, followed by the opponents, Lu Qingyao and Yang Po-Han. Only 2 either singles players or 2 pairs from any one country can represent their nation at these championships. But once the 2 have qualified, there's no seeding rule that keeps them apart in the round-robin stage. First ever meeting, as I mentioned earlier, between these 2 pairs. Both in their, all 4 players in their mid-20s, so that may be a little surprising. They haven't locked horns previously. So let's give you a little bit of information about these players. Wearing the white shirts, Li and Wang. There's Li, ranked 7th in the world, which is their highest ever. Relatively new pairing, but they've had a fantastic 2019. They've won 4 tournaments, including a Super 500 in Delhi at the Indian Open. That was earlier this year. Wang Chi-Lin
Second game won by Chi-Lin.
They won a bronze at the World Championships last year. Well, he did with Chi-Lin. They've only been together just over a year, this pair. They've actually both played this event before in different years with different partners. So at least they've had a taste of the atmosphere, they know what it's all about. And on the other side of the net, there's Liu Qingyao. 26 years of age now, ranked at 17. Highest rank of 10 was a couple of years ago. Actually won their first senior title in Singapore. No, he did. First senior title in Singapore 2014, a different partner. It wasn't Yang Po Han. But as a pair, they were runners-up at the Thai Masters this year. To a few finals as well in previous years. They will start underdogs here, there's no question of that. Not just because of the fact they're ranked 10 places worse than their opponent, but also kind of current form in 2019. Li and Wang have been much the more impressive. It's Fabio Betto, the Italian, who's in the chair, and Klaus Schlieben from Austria is the service judge.
Final game, level, play.
Just a brief pause while Yang sorts out the right racket.
Service, 1, love.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Liu Qingyao and Yang Po Han, Chinese Taipei. And on my left, He Yang and Wang Chi-Lin, Chinese Taipei. Liu Qingyao to serve to Wang Chi-Lin. Level, play.
So, Liu Qingyao serving first in this all Chinese Taipei men's doubles. There's an early statement of intent.
Service over, 1, love.
Wang Chi-Lin not standing on ceremony. Well, he'd like to have that back, that's for sure. Almost inexplicable miss by Li Yang at the net. Only halfway up the net as well. Don't think this is the kind of match where we're going to see too many 40, 50-shot rallies. A pair that can assert themselves early.
Service over, 2, all.
Service over, 2, 3.
Three, 2.
Good leave. That was some way long
Service over 3.
from Yang Po-han, left-hander.
Four, 3.
Don't imagine that Li and Wang are going to make too many more unforced errors, which I think Liu and Yang will understand that. Got to actually become more offensive rather than less.
3.
Don't think a defensive strategy is going to work against Li and Wang.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Well, it was great retrieving while it lasted from Li Yang. In the end, the pressure was just too much to bear. Doing absolutely everything from the back of the court, reaching out.
Play. Service over 6.
Real danger at the net, Wang Chi-Lin. You look up, he's 6'1". Sometimes you just can't see a genuine way past him, and he cut that off seemingly with no problems. Better. Raw power reaching out.
Service over 5, 6.
Service over. 3, 5.
Yeah, well done. That's what I mean about being more aggressive. Try and dictate the play during the point. Real fierce passion and aggression from Yang Po-han on that occasion. And they're back on terms, the men in blue.
3-5 late.
Service over 7, 6.
3-5 late. Out. Service over. 6, 3.
Not even close, that one.
7, 4.
Service over. 4, 6.
So wary
8, 7.
of Wang Chi-Lin at the back of the court. Try and hit the back line every time, just have to overdo it slightly. It's an easy point for your opponents.
7, 4.
Still haven't had a challenge on this court this morning. A single one in the previous match.
Service over. 5, 7.
Nearly, but not quite. Just trying to literally feather it over the net. Came back off the tape.
8, 5. 6, 8.
Score 9, 10.
Well, both pairs throwing in a few service errors. That's a good leave, actually. Just short of the line.
7-7. 9.
Well, it's a slender lead, but the world ranked number 7 pair in front 11-9 at the mid-game interval.
Thank you.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
7, 9.
Play. 11-9. Play.
8, 9.
12.
Excellent again. Wang Chi-Lin, the net. Such an imposing figure.
Service order 10, 12.
9, 4.
Service order
You just get the impression that Li and Wang, if they need to, could just move up a gear. Liu and Yang staying with them at the moment, just.
Service order 11, 13.
Well, it's becoming a bit of an epidemic,
10,
these service errors. A little bit of good fortune there, more than a bit.
14, 12.
Well, first time we've seen that in the match. Just another way of gifting your opponents a point from the serve. That was too high, called by the service judge, above 1.15 meters. Well, it was a very late decision to play that from Li Yang. Was going to leave it, then at the last minute decided it wasn't going to be short. Somehow emerged winning the point.
20 seconds.
Not the preferred method.
11-10.
Another example of non-stop pressure from Lee and Wang. Give that pair a moment's peace in that point.
Play.
Scrambling around, and eventually the inevitable error arrived.
Seven. 11-all.
Service over 14-16.
Just about keeping in touch, Liu and Yang.
Take your position.
12. 11.
Out. Service over 17-14.
Well, a smile, but it was a wry smile from Liu Qingyao. That's criminal, really, at this juncture in the opening game. Oh, well, it was almost instinctive reaction stuff, but he got his racket there really quickly.
13-11.
Right between the tram lines.
Service over 15-18.
Seven. 12. 13.
Well, you heard the moan, really, it was from Liu Qing. As soon as he hit that, he knew he'd overdone it. The moment he struck it, he knew.
Late.
20 game points.
So here are 5 game points
Play.
for Li Yang and Wang Chi-Lin. Pretty quick time, too.
13-all.
Service over 16-20.
So that's the opening game, and very convincingly, 21 points to 16. It was close-ish for a while, but as I mentioned in commentary, just looked like they had the ability to raise it when they had to, Li and Wang, and that's exactly what happened in the latter part of that opening game.
14-13.
Only 15 minutes on court. One love, the world number 7 pair in front.
Lee Chi-Lin challenges called out.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Service over.
Second game. Level. Play.
So can Liu Qing and Yang Po Han find something in the second game? He suspects going to take a change of tactics, change of approach, because they were just under so much pressure, so many of the rallies. It was desperate defense and scrambling. Easy to say, difficult to do.
2 love.
16-14.
Long.
Service over. 1, 2.
Service over. 15-16.
Hold. Service over. 3, 1.
It is.
Well, they're owed a bit of luck, I think.
Service over. 2, 3.
That literally crawled over the tape. This.
Service over.
Well, to actually get toe end of a racket to it, Wang. Good again.
All.
Well, once again, it was a change of heart to play the serve. He was going to leave it, and they were kind of on the back foot from then. They did that actually in the first game, got away with it, but not that time. Once again, right between the two. Each left it to the other, with the result that no one got a racket on it.
Out. Service over. 4, all.
Well, that was well worked, particularly by Lee. Got Liu and Yang onto the forehand side of the court, and then steered the shuttle in the opposite direction. So far, been competitive in this second game, but again, they were in the opener. And then Lee and Wang just went away in the latter stages. Let's see if they can keep it close to the death this time.
First ball goal. Too high. Service over. 6, 5.
Service judge Klaus Schlieben being kept busy.
Service over. 18. all.
Just a little too high over the net.
7.
The fist pump from Lee tells you how much this tournament means, not just the glory, but there's huge prize money on offer in this event.
Last warning, you are delayed yourself.
Just to give you an idea,
6.
in the doubles, if you get out the group, guarantee yourself $30,000 US, 60,000 guaranteed for reaching the final, and $126,000 for Sunday's champions.
19, 18.
Meanwhile,
7 all.
Liu and Yang back on terms again here.
Service over. 8, 7.
Just heard the racket go there as he played that shot. Still a winner, but it's going to need a new weapon.
20, match point, 18.
8, 7.
No trouble in leaving that.
7.
Well, there's an apology, I think, from Wang to his partner Lee there for that error. That's going to land in by a distance.
9, all. 21, 17, 21, 18.
Oh, good work
10,
from Yang Po-Han.
9.
And this is a spirited effort.
Play.
3 points on the spin might not sound much, but just asking a few questions now of the world number 7 pair.
Service over.
Misjudgment.
10, all.
So they're going to have themselves just a 1 point lead this time, Lee and Wang. Far from over at the mid-game interval.
Twenty seconds. 20 seconds. Thank you. Eleven, 10. Play. Service over. 11, all.
Pulled him with the serve. That was clever from Wang Chi-Lin.
男子双打的比赛，有请技术官员入场。
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next on court 2, men's double. Let's welcome the technical officials.
It's a good leave, because that came at him pretty sharply to make a very quick decision, and it was the correct one.
裁判员侯龙虎，来自中国；发球裁判霍尔，来自澳大利亚。
Better of that net exchange. Li Yang against Yang Po-han, and Li was a convincing winner.
Kenny Horn, Australia.
有请运动员入场。
Now let's wake up the players.
首先出场的是来自日本的家村健士盐田启悟。
Takeshi
Well, they just manoeuvred them where they wanted them there, Li and Wang, and just as in the first game, this kind of stage, they really start to assert.
远藤大由、渡边勇大。
And also from Japan, Hiroyuki Ento, Ita Watanabe.
Just been the sharper on those net exchanges.
16-11.
It's almost like they press a button and say, okay, it's been close in the early part of this game. Now we've got to really make a statement, show how classy we are as a pair, and they're doing just that. 5-point lead opened up in the blink of an eye. You can make that 6.
17-11.
Just takes a lot of the pressure off if you win your opening group game. And likewise, if you lose it, give yourself nowhere to go, really, after that. What a play. Almost faultless badminton, and this is suddenly becoming incredibly one-sided. 7 of the last 8 points. Never ceases to amaze you, does it, this game? 1 minute it looks close and tight and nervy, and all of a sudden there appears to be a cavern between these pairs. Look at this. 9 match points.
11.
Well, finally they stop the bleeding, but suspect it'll be too little too late. That'll do it. In double quick time, 21-12 in that second game, and Li and Wang just cruised away from Lu and Yang, their Chinese Taipei counterparts. And that's an early warning for every other pair in the men's doubles. These two players in white right on the top of their game. Had an excellent year. Every chance of prolonging it. Just to confirm the final score then in this all Taipei men's doubles match. 21-16, 21-12 in barely half an hour on court. We're going to take a short break. Mixed doubles up in a moment.